All right. So our first story of the evening, that is enough of me pontificating with you guys. So Instagram, now that I know how to put these pictures up for y'all, is over. Okay. So who can tell me who this man is in yeah, nobody will ever look at Diddy the same. Who can tell me who this man is uh in the photo? Share screen window. There we go. Okay. Um, yeah, around noonish. I agree with you. But some people don't. I have a poll up in the stories right now about that. So if you don't recognize this person, this is Dr. Phil McGraw. Do we remember the Dr. Phil? Yes, Dr. Phil, the one who had the Catch Me Outside girl on his show multiple times, who's now known as bad baby, whatever she called herself. Mama's making money off of being a nuisance. Um, anyway, despite the topics of Dr. Phil's um, talk show, when he was at his height, Dr. Phil is actually a very conservative uh, person politically. He went to the Trump rallies and actually spoke in favor of Trump. And he's not only conservative in his politics, he is also conservative in his business dealings, right? Yes, Oprah did introduce us to Dr. Phil, which is why I'm I was really kind of hurt that Dr. Phil turned out that way because, sir, a black woman gave you your shot. And here you are stumping for a man who is just spewing hate. You are a DEI hire, Dr. Phil. Um, anyway, so has anybody heard of the Trinity Broadcasting Network, otherwise known as TBN? If you don't, TBN, it is a religious television network. My mama used to watch it. Um, it's not her bag anymore. TBN is one of the most popular religious broadcasting um, companies there that are out there, and Dr. Phil actually inked a deal with them some time ago. So a few years ago, Dr. Phil, he went into that he and Trinity Broadcasting had a contract. They created something called Merit Street Media. Okay, and this was supposed to be a project where Dr. Phil was going to produce shows, new episodes of the Dr. Phil show for TBN. Now, let's put a pause in that right now. When I think of Dr. Phil, again, I think of those shows where he had people on there like Bad Baby. So, what kind of shows were you going to be producing for TBN, right? Anyway, so they've got this deal. Dr. Phil is supposed to produce these shows for TBN. But fast forward, Dr. Phil is now suing the Trinity Broadcasting Network, this Christian television network, as well as filing for bankruptcy. Dr. Phil said that everything Trinity Broadcasting Network said they were going to do, they didn't do any of it. They were supposed to distribute and produce the shows and get them out there. And Dr. Phil is saying they didn't do any of that. So much so that apparently Merit Street Media is right now more than $100 million in debt. Okay. So Dr. Phil got in bed with the church network, and the church network, I guess, didn't do their job. And now Dr. Phil wants the debts paid, right? So this is why it's important for you to have written contracts, right? So now Dr. Phil's attorneys and TBN's attorneys, or the Trinity Broadcasting Network, they're going to have to go over this contract, and see what clauses, if any, were breached. And Did Dr. Phil actually fulfill his not yet, Miss Whitney. Did Dr. Phil actually fulfill his requirements that TBN needed for to produce these shows for him, right? Y'all, I want y'all to give my girl Miss Whitney a follow. She is an up and coming in the DC political scene, just overall community engagement. She is a really good person to follow for some information. But yes, so Dr. Phil and TBN, unless they settle beforehand, they're going to have to, they're it's going to be the battle of the contracts. And what does this clause mean? And did you actually fulfill what you are supposed to do? So this is why I tell you, it doesn't matter who go in business. It could be your pastor, your wife, your child, your doctor, whoever it is. You need a written contract so everybody knows what is expected of them. Okay. All right. So let me remove this